The first time I walked with Audrey, I felt such pride, and for the first time in my life, I felt safe. The sensation of being guided along congested walks and busy streets reminded me of riding my bike no-handed when I was 10 years old. As a kid, I trusted no one. Audrey truly was my heart. She was soft and gentle, and she taught me about trust, love, and safety.
When I met my first guide dog, I knew she'd change my life. With Audrey close beside me, my future looked so bright. I thought we'd always be a team, no other could I love. Back then I never knew there'd be a Merlin. Back then I never knew there'd be a Merlin. Years they passed, then suddenly my Audrey seemed to know. Our lives now moved too quickly, and her pace began to slow. No longer could I work my friend, for she deserved a rest. But my heart left no room for one like Merlin. My heart left no room for one like Merlin. Then I returned to guiding eyes, and that big black man leapt into my life. I knew that we were meant to be when Merlin flashed his smile at me.
Boy, that was a tough morning. Break time now. Oh, hey there. I'm Merlin, and up here, this is my person, Karen. Karen is blind, but that sure doesn't stop us from taking on the world. I help Karen out by serving as her guiding eyes. We're an invincible team. Karen is a bright, well-educated young woman, single, I might add, and an up-and-coming author. I've had her for over 3 years now. I wasn't always with Karen. In fact, before we got together, we each had our own special stories. Boy, that seems like such a long time ago.
Audrey is your name, my friend and my guide. So proudly I go with you by my
I have to admit, I was a little jealous at first because you just can't believe how much she loved her. They did everything together. But as time went on, Audrey just wasn't able to keep up with Karen's hectic life. Karen told me she could never have imagined there would ever be any other dog that could fill Audrey's footprints. But that was before she met me. And that brings me to my story, how I got Karen and how we became a team. You see, it all began at a place called Guiding Eyes for the Blind in Yorktown Heights, New York. Mom, Dad, and my whole family of 7 brothers and sisters belonged to Guiding Eyes. Right from the beginning, us kids were destined to be special. But we didn't know it then. My mom and dad weren't just ordinary Labrador retrievers. They were elite Labradors because they were chosen from hundreds of dogs to be part of the Guiding Eyes breeding colony so they could have pups like me. Now, it wasn't easy to be selected either. No, sirree. They had to pass lots of temperament and medical tests. I'm really proud to be from such a fine family. After I was born, I spent most of my time sleeping, growing like a weed. There was lots of love when I was growing up. Not only from Mom, but also from the nice people at Guiding Eyes. We'd get brushed and have pedicures and be waited on hand and paw. One day, a puppy evaluator came and took me to a new place I had never seen before. and showed me lots of new things. She said it was my puppy test. And at first, I was a bit unsure about being all alone away from everybody and in a strange place. But there was so much to see and do, and well, I forgot about that soon enough and had a great time. The evaluator wrote up a report and said that I would be just right for a person named Jennifer in North Carolina. Little did I know what lay in store for me. A few days later, I said goodbye to my family and all my friends at Guiding Eyes and made the trip to North Carolina. I'll never forget the first time I met Jennifer. She had such a big smile on her face, and her hugs were the best in the world. It was love at first sight for both of us.
We're home. This is your brand new home.
Jennifer's the one who taught me all about life and helped me grow up. It took a special person to do all that for me, and Jennifer was that special person. My new house was so big, I was so excited. Jennifer let me down, and I promptly checked it out.
Come on, Buffy. Come on. Good boy. Yay. Good boy.
It was so different having a big house all to myself. I was used to having lots of other dogs around, but it just felt right with Jennifer. We were both very happy.
Let's go in your crate since you're so sleepy. Yeah. Since you're so sleepy.
I even had my very own kennel to sleep in. And she never got mad at me when I had to get up in the middle of the night to, you know, get busy.
Come on. Come on. Oh, good boy. Good boy.
Jennifer and I had lots of fun. Every day she spent hours with me, showing me stuff, playing with me, and teaching me things.
Come up and be good boy.
Sometimes we'd walk down the road in front of our house. There was so much to see, new things I'd never experienced before, but Jennifer showed me how much fun it could be. And she let me discover things on my own. Boy, do I remember my first doctor's visit. Ugh. There was so much going on. I had to go into this room and get up on this slippery table, and a doctor came in to see me, and he poked and prodded me everywhere. I was more than just a little bit nervous. But Jennifer was there, and she reassured me.
Okay, one thing.
I think I handled it well.
Swallow up a couple.
Where do all the puppies go to raises the will of them so? That's where the puppies go. That's where the good puppies go.
Soon we were going to all kinds of new places. We check out all kinds of different stuff. Jennifer called this socializing. I called it fun. We'd play for hours outside, and we shared so much love. I like going for rides in the car. That always meant that we were going somewhere exciting. Now, there were rules about riding in the car, as there were rules for just about everything we did. I had to sit on the floor of the passenger seat while Jennifer drove. And I wasn't allowed to chew on the car at all. I must have been the luckiest dog alive. We were always going on walks, and I never even realized how much I was learning.
Oh, good, good.
Once while we were at the park, we saw big dogs and little dogs and out-of-control dogs. We saw people on bikes and one dog who was jogging. Wow.
Takes a lot of time.
Every 3 months, the Guiding Eyes puppy evaluator came all the way from New York to check on my progress. This was the time that all the guide dog puppies and their people got together just to see how we were doing. We do all kinds of fun things, like look in the store windows.
Come on, it's a good boy.
Walk up and down big stairs. After each evaluation meeting, Jennifer got a homework assignment sheet for us to work on until the next time. You know, I also taught Jennifer all the ins and outs about being a Labrador Retriever, and I taught her about love. We had great times together. Jennifer was going to nursing school. So there were times when she would do boring stuff sitting at her desk. I found things to do to keep things lively, but she didn't always appreciate my efforts.
Where did you get that? What you got?
I think she had eyes in the back of her head because she always seemed to know what I was up to, and gently she'd show me how to act like a big dog. She called this manners. As I grew up, we went to more and more exciting places. Some things were a piece of cake.
That's good.
Other things made me a little uneasy. When I didn't like something, she'd make me feel a lot better by distracting me onto something more fun. And I soon forgot I was even bothered at all, and I always ended up feeling good about myself. I had so much energy, I could play for hours. Boy, I was growing up fast. Each day just flew by. I hardly realized how much I had grown. Sometimes it seems like it just went by so quickly. So quickly.
Oh, there we go. This is exciting. What is it, huh?
One day, Jennifer made a big fuss about giving me a coat. I didn't know what the commotion was. All I knew was I had to follow some more rules when I had it on. I couldn't sniff the ground or be overly friendly, and that can sometimes be hard for a Labrador, you know. But with all the socializing and manners I'd already learned, well, it wasn't that big a deal. By this time, some of the things that had made me uneasy when I was little seemed like a piece of cake. I can't remember why I was bothered to begin with. I guess you could say I was maturing. Jennifer was still going to school, and I even got to go to class with her. What a treat that was. I met all sorts of nice people, and I didn't even mind being still during class. I was just so happy to be with her. Every day we were learning new things together. Even though I was working now, I still got to be a Labrador and do plain old dog stuff.
Oh, good boy. Good.
Thinking back, one of the nights I remember most was going to dinner with Jennifer and all our friends. I felt so special, and everyone made a big production about how good I was. It all just came naturally. I didn't think it was anything special because somehow I knew I was meant to be doing this. One day, Jennifer took me for a car ride to the airport where I first met her 14 months ago. And we walked around for a while, and she explained that I was going back to Guiding Eyes for the Blind, which sounded good to me. But Jennifer seemed awfully sad. When she put me in my crate, I was a little confused. I wanted her to let me out so I could give her a big kiss. Those always made her feel better. But just then, the crate started moving away. I watched her until she was out of sight, wondering why she was so upset and wasn't coming along. Well, looking back now, I'm glad Jennifer helped me to be a guide dog so I could have Karen. But boy, giving can sure be a hard thing to do sometimes. It took a special person to realize that someone else needed me more than she did. I'm lucky Jennifer loved me as much as she did and let me grow up to reach my full potential.
Here we are, Merlin.
I sure didn't have much time to miss Jennifer. The people at Guiding Eyes for the Blind seemed to be expecting my arrival, and they greeted me like a long-lost friend.
Hi, Merlin. Come on in. This is Merlin. Good boy. Welcome, Merlin.
Soon after I arrived, I had a big test to see if I could qualify for training as a guide dog. The test wasn't all that hard for me. This guy named Russ kept trying to surprise me. He opened this big umbrella right in front of me and later made a really loud bang. None of this bothered me much, but some of my new kennel mates didn't like it much at all. That's okay for them, I guess. Guess they wanted a career change. But for me, the fun was just beginning.
How you doing? Oh, yes, thank you. That's a nice kiss.
I also went to the doctor for a complete checkup. And when I say complete, I mean it. The doctor checked out everything. He even x-rayed me to make sure I was perfectly healthy. I passed with flying colors. Next, I was assigned to my instructor, Sue. We took long walks in a really nice neighborhood and used this time to get to know each other. I really trusted her.
Merlin, what do we have here? What is this? What a good boy.
One day, she put a thing called a harness on my back.
That's a good puppy. Good boy. Good boy.
She encouraged me to walk a little ahead of her and pull slightly. Now, this was different from what I was used to. It seemed like she was following me instead of the other way around.
Forward.
Well, I liked this because it made me feel special. Sort of like I was the leader. Well, in no time, we were taking longer walks in busier places. I learned some new commands, like how when we had to change direction, we would stop, and then she would tell me to go either left or right. I also realized it was very important to go straight across the street. When the path was crowded, Sue had to teach me to move over so we could both fit through. After a while, she stopped reminding me to move over, and if I forgot she was there, wham! Well, she didn't seem to get upset, but we kept going over it day after day until I finally got it.
Good boy.
When I did things right, you'd have thought I'd invented dog biscuits from all the praise I got. Most days, even though we were working, we all got to play, too. In the morning and at lunch, all us dogs got to go to a huge yard and romp. This was called community run time, and I loved it. In time, my lessons included what to do in traffic. Even though we worked as a team, and I relied on being told what to do, it was my job to watch for cars. Those cars could sometimes do some pretty stupid stuff. It seemed to me like they were aiming right at me. But I learned how to get out of the way and keep Sue safe. I couldn't believe it, but once, Sue almost walked right off this really high step where the trains come in. I guess that's when I decided I was the one who was supposed to watch for everything. It had been so gradual and fun. It didn't even feel like work. It just felt good to know someone could depend on me. I still wasn't quite sure why I was doing this, but just like everything else, I knew there had to be a reason.
Steady, hop up.
Eventually, it seemed like I had pretty well perfected all of the lessons I'd been taught. As sort of a final exam, I got to guide Sue, who wore a blindfold, all around town. I must have done a good job because both Sue and Russ seemed so impressed.
Good boy, yes, good boy, good boy.
One day, 12 blind people came to Guiding Eyes from all over the country. I didn't know it then, but Karen was one of them. They were all different ages, but the one thing they had in common was that they wanted to travel with a guide dog. A person from Guiding Eyes had already been to their home to make sure they were ready for a dog, and now the instructors were getting to know each of them so that they would know which of us dogs would match to make the perfect team. That night, while I slept quietly in my kennel, the new people were filled with anticipation. For many of them, like Karen, there were mixed feelings of sadness and joy.
And sit.
Finally, the waiting was over. Sue led me into a room, and alone on the sofa sat Karen. I liked her the instant I saw her, and when she called my name, my heart pounded.
Yes, you are.
I gave her one of my world-famous kisses, and I knew then we would be friends forever. That first day together was truly exciting. We took it easy and learned all about one another. After all the excitement died down and we went to dinner together, I laid patiently beside her while she ate. I used all the manners Jennifer had taught me, and I think Karen was really pleased with me. The next morning, Karen harnessed me up and off we went. There were no new lessons for me, but it was different being with a new person. Sue was there all the time, watching and helping us. It was just a matter of time before we got used to one another and were working like a well-oiled team. I finally understood what all the training was for. Karen really needed me to watch out for her and to take her places. But Karen had lots to learn. Each night after dinner, while I relaxed, Karen went to lectures to learn how to take good care of me. She even learned how to massage me. I liked that lecture best of all. Then one day, I had a really big surprise. Karen and I went into the Campbell Lounge like we're just going to have another boring lecture, except this time there were lots of strangers and it was real crowded. Well, I figured it was just a real popular lecture, but it still seemed boring to me, so I just lay down and went to sleep. Well, the next thing I knew, I smelled Jennifer. I couldn't believe it. She had come all this way to see me and to meet my new friend. Well, I could tell how proud she was. It must have been hard for her to imagine that the little puppy she once knew was now one of the elite. Karen's Guiding Eyes.
Now he walks beside me faithfully, and never would he stray. And he knows he is the clever one, and he's pleased to guide my way. No, he hasn't replaced Audrey. He's picking up where she left off.